What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of True Blue Sports. And today I'm just going to cover y'all my thoughts of the UNC football spring game yesterday, my thoughts of the this past weekend's baseball series against Miami, and I'm also going to give you my little prediction slash preview for the Stanley Cup playoffs that will be starting up tomorrow. So let's start off with the baseball series between UNC and Miami. UNC ended up winning that series 2-1. Or no, Miami ended up winning the series 2-1. My bad. With the first game with UNC going down 5-4 in a good game. With the next game following up with a 9-8 walk-off win in 11 innings for you in North Carolina, and then on Saturday, which they had a doubleheader due to some weather delays they had. Saturday they lost 4-3. Going into a matchup where Miami was definitely hungry for some wins after a really rough recent series they had against Virginia. And I'm pretty sure in that recent series they got swept, which they did against Virginia, who has also been a red hot baseball team this year. If I'm not mistaken, they are leading the Coastal Division in baseball. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they're leading the Coastal Division this year in baseball. Wake Forest is leading the Atlantic with a strong record, and Virginia is first place in the Coastal. But right behind there, UNC with a 9-7 conference record, and so they're right back there. They're not far at all, despite the rough series they had against Miami. And it wasn't bad. I mean, they had a great performances all three games. They just couldn't seem to get it done when it really started to matter. And it was a little too late when they started getting red hot. The next baseball game will be coming up for the Diamond Heels will be against Charlotte on Tuesday. And that game will be in Chapel Hill. First pitch will be at 6. And then next weekend they will try to get back and try to get a series win, and they will, as that North Carolina will be at home against Boston College. A 6 p.m. start on Friday, a 2 p.m. start on Saturday, and a 1 p.m. start on Sunday, as they'll have the yearly tradition of kids take over the Bosch next weekend on Sunday. So a couple big games coming up for North Carolina, and then going into May, it's a huge month, and it's going to be it's a huge month with when you're looking at the schedule. You have Campbell, who's been pretty decent this year. ECU, who's always a red-hot baseball team. Gardner-Webb, you always got to watch out for those in-state teams, you know. And then right after that, it's not going to get any easier. NC State, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson. And Coastal Carolina and Clemson will all be on the road. Not many home games left if you really think about it in baseball, because before you know it, it'll be time for some postseason baseball. And yeah, we're already at that time of year. It's crazy to think about how fast time has flown by. Now going to the spring game. I was at the spring game yesterday. It was a lot of fun, of course, that it usually is. I really liked what I saw from the team overall. I mean, the energy, I liked it. The defense looked really good yesterday. I was very impressed with how the defense was, how they worked, and I think they had what it seemed like is they had a really good spring practice. And I hope they can do like a control save or something where they can save that and have that going into fall practice later in the year and going in for the football season this fall. I really did enjoy what I saw. I really enjoyed the goal line stops too. Were amazing. I mean, they had like a couple of those, and it was really, really good. I mean, there's a point they made him go for it on all 4 downs for the offense, and then and with Drake May out there, and that was the starters and everything. They did really well. I really liked what I saw from the team, from the defense yesterday. As for Drake May, looking pretty good as usual. Some of the receivers did look a little off. And another thing I really liked, what I saw, was our running back room. Elijah Green and British Brooks look really good. As y'all know, British Brooks was hurt and out for the year due to an injury he had during fall practice last season. And he's looking to have a really good season if he keeps that up. He kind of reminded me of what Josh Downs did last year in the spring game. Looked very promising. And then going into the season, it looked like he just improved more. And this year, here we are, same thing. I mean, with British Brooks now. I mean, he looked incredible. Elijah Green looked good. The running back room is looking really good. The quarterback room is looking really good. I like what I saw. I have some very positive vibes going into the football season for next year, and I think those positive vibes could be correct if that keeps up. To my last thing I want to talk about today, I'm going to give you a little Stanley Cup playoff prediction. So here are each of our first round matchups. We got Vegas and Winnipeg, Edmonton and LA, the Kings, Avalanche and Kraken, Stars and Wild, and that's on the west side. For the east side, we have the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers, Toronto and Tampa, the Hurricanes and Islanders, and the New Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers. There are some matchups here that I'm really looking forward to. Like, of course, Hurricanes, Islanders, Canes fan here. Go Canes. Devils, Rangers could be fun. Avalanche, Kraken. I'd watch out for the Kraken. They could be a big upset team. They could very well win that season. I wouldn't be least bit surprised. They are going up to defending champs, and Avalanche is still... They look just as good as they did last year, and I think, could they repeat? I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Oilers and Kings, a rematch from last year's first round matchup. Last year's went to I don't remember how many games it went to. I know it went to either 6 or 7 games, but what I do remember is the Kings winning that series, and the Kings last year, they look good. I think the Kings look a lot better this year. They look red hot, and they looked red hot going into the season and going into the playoffs, and I think I might be right about that. And yeah, they went to 7 games last year with the Kings winning it. Or excuse me, no. It was the Oilers winning it. My fault. It was the Oilers actually winning it. I thought the Kings won it, but that's my bad. Either way, I think the Kings are looking a lot better this year, and I do think the Kings are going to get their revenge this year. So spoiler, I do have them winning that series. But that's going to be a great series. Then we got, Carolina and Islanders. And then Toronto. And another matchup we got, rematch, is Toronto and Tampa, with Tampa winning that series last year in 7. So we have some really good first round matchups coming up. So here for my prediction. For Vegas and Winnipeg, I have Vegas winning that in 5. Or excuse me, 6. I have Vegas winning in 6. Oilers, Kings, again, I had the Kings winning in 7. I think this is going to be another 7-game series between these two. It's going to be really good, but I do think the Kings are going to pull it out. Obviously, the Oilers, they have the red hot Connor McDavid, who's having another historic season, and he's just progressively getting better as each season goes by. I just really like what I've seen from the Kings all year, and I think they're going to get the job done. Avalanche Kraken, again, I think this is a toss-up. This is the toss-up first-round matchup for me, and I think this could very well be an upset alert. But with that being said, I do have Colorado winning that series in 6. But don't be surprised. Seattle could very well give them a fight for it. And then Dallas and Minnesota, I have Dallas winning that series in 5. For the other side, we got Boston and Florida. Boston, who's been on fire this year. Best record in the NHL. I mean, won the President's Trophy, and obviously that hasn't been a good history for any team who's won that. But they've looked really good with Pasternak and Hallmark and everyone. Hallmark and Marchand. They've looked really good this season. And with the Florida Panthers, I haven't seen much this year that's impressed me. So I do have the sweep this one. I have Boston winning the series in 4 games. Toronto and Tampa. Now, I had Tampa winning the series in 6, but here's the thing. They have Toronto's not won a first round series since the 2003-4 season. It's been a long time, and they have not had a good history lately in the playoffs, trying to even just get out the first round. So I don't know the next time I'm gonna choose. No, I don't even know when I'm ever gonna choose Toronto to make it the second round, because they've had a really bad history, with these first round exits. Now I like what I've seen from Toronto, but it's just I'm gonna have to go with Tampa here with how they've been in the first round. Carolina and Islanders. Now, the Hurricanes lost their best defensive man, Andrei Svechnikov, due to an ACL injury, and he is out for the rest of the year, which means he won't be in this playoff. They haven't played well since he's been out. He's been out since like mid to early March, and it's been rough since. They did start to pick it up, and they won the Metro. They looked really good against the Florida Panthers the final game of the regular season. Had a shaken up final 10 minutes or third period. But other than that, they looked really good. If they can keep that energy going in the playoffs, but just progressively get better, they're going to look really good and scary. Now, the Islanders, we've played in the playoffs before. And last time we did, we swept them. I don't think we'll get a sweep against them this time, but I do think we will win this series in 6. And then the last one, Devils and Rangers. The Devils have looked really good this year, and this has been the first time they made a playoffs in a good while, I think. But they've looked really good with Jack Hughes, and I like what I've seen from them. And then for the New York Rangers, again, another team I like what I've seen. And I think that I've liked what I've seen from them more this year than I did last year. And so with that being said, I do have the Rangers winning this one in 6. Now, the Devils could very well win that series, and I wouldn't be surprised. Watch out for them, because they have been a red-hot lead team this year. I just think with more playoff experience for like a good bit, I would think the Rangers can get the job done. So that is my Stanley Cup playoff prediction for the first round. I'm going to also do one for the second round and conference finals, and of course the Stanley Cup final. So that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. It's good to finally be back and making these podcasts and all that. I'm not sure when the next episode will be coming out, when that's going to be. I'm going to definitely try to maybe make maybe a post-game video or post-game thoughts for Game 1 of the Hurricanes. This upcoming weekend I won't be able to do stuff really for the rest of the games because I have work coming up this week a little bit, but also I'm going on a trip down to Conway, South Carolina this upcoming weekend because I'm going to be touring Coastal Carolina for college, and stuff like that. And I'm looking at that right now. So I don't know the next time I get to do a podcast episode. It's Wednesday is a possibility, but if that is not the case, next Sunday I will have an episode out. The next time I'm going to do a live play-by-play, that I am not sure yet. That will be determined. If I do know, I will let you know in the podcast episode, which means I probably won't let you. You probably won't know. Like next Sunday, will definitely be an episode, but I don't know if the next one will be Wednesday or Sunday. Wednesday's a possibility, but you will find out next Wednesday probably when my next play-by-play will be, and I'll have to get all that figured out. But that is going to do it for this episode, y'all. Thank you for watching, and True Blue Sports signing out.